It's me, Mario!
Mario 64, a game that millions of people have played and loved. But there are only 128 art to collect. Well, after you've gotten them all, what's left to do? Collect all the art again? Well, that would be boring and pretty easy after I've already beaten the game for the first time. But if there were a way to play the game again, but make everything harder, well, that's what many people have done by creating their own challenge room. People have divided several of the challenges, such as not pressing B, not pressing head, not pressing any buttons, not moving the joystick, not opening any cannons, not activating any caps, not collecting any coins, not touching the ground, not leaving the ground, even not having Mario make a single sound. By imposing a restriction and forcing you to think in new and creative ways in order to find workarounds that are than usually so trivial to collect, now require an unintuitive and complex route that would never have been used otherwise. Out of all the challenges, I find that the A button challenge should be the most interesting, and that it had the most potential for creative workarounds. After all, the A button's primary purpose is to jump, and the programmer intended for Mario to jump during every mission. That means nearly every star will require him to create a workaround. Furthermore, jumping is such a simple maneuver that many things can function as a substitute depending on the situation, which allow for a great diversity of creative workarounds. Lastly, the desired save A press has been beneficial for Super Mario 64 as a whole. That's because, in order to save A press, new glitches have been discovered, and certain game mechanics have been better understood, and these findings carry over to other areas in Mario 64 as well. The A button challenge, as the name suggests, is about pressing the A button the least amount of time possible. Not only does it allow Mario to jump, it allows him to double jump, triple jump, long jump, high jump, and wall jump. Wait, those are all still jump. Things that aren't jump that the A button allows him to do are backflip, kick, swim, fall fully while twirling, and fall fully the wing cap. Some of these aren't required, but most are. The beginning of the A button challenge is mostly unknown. The most we have are the screenshots shown on the screen right now. Most likely, people got bored of playing Mario 64 normally, so they thought, why don't we try not to hit A? Little did they know that it would evolve into what it is today. As I mentioned earlier, there are 120 stars in all. Out of all of them, you only need to press A 29 times. To complete the game with the minimum amount of stars, 70, you only need to press A once. Then, because of all the mind-blowing strategies that have been discovered over the years by people like Penn Coke 2012, Tyler Caney, and Peter Fedak, who have searched for the glitches to save A presses, and tried to better understand common glitches to save A presses. There are many glitches used. Some more notable ones are Goomba ladders, cloning, vertical speed conservation,
Here we go!
Chucky a drop, frame walking, and remote lava boom. There are far more than what you hear. Actually, here, list them all. 29 A presses? 1 A press? Where are they? Well, I'll show you. The 1 A press is empty during the pole in the second balcony stage, the main enemy in the game. No matter how hard we tried to get past it, we just can't. As for the other 28 and 120 stars, that's where they are you. Jolly Roger Bay. 1 to get off the pillar.
Here we go!
Jolly Roger Bay. 1 for the Jack Star.
Here we go!
Lethal Lava Lamp. 1 for elevator towards the sky.
Here we go!
Shifting Hand Lamp. 1 for exiting elevator. 2 times.
Here we go!
Tiny Huge Island. 2 for collecting red coins.
Here we go!
Tick-tock clock. 1 for getting to the pole. 3 times. Tick-tock clock. 1 for getting off pole. 3 times. Tick-tock clock. 1 for getting past moving bars.
Here we go!
Tick-tock clock. 4 for getting the Swamp Star.
Here we go!
Princess Peach's Secret Slide. 1 for getting non-time star.
Here we go!
Wing Mario over the rainbow. 2 for red coins. Capsule. 1 for entering Secret Aquarium. Capsule. 1 for going to Rainbow Ride. Capsule. 1 for going to Wing Mario over the rainbow. Capsule. 4 for entering Tick-tock clock. To collect the star, watch for rolling rock. You need to do little kicks on the elevator that will detect you while traveling at PU speed. However, you don't need to hit A, you merely need to hold it. So, would that count as an A press? In a single star run, yeah. But the A button challenges a full game run, and you can use an A press from earlier and just hold it out. We call this half an A press. I know what you're thinking.
An A press. You can't say it's only a half.
Well, TJ Henry Yoshi, hear me out. An A press actually has 3 parts to it. When A is pressed, when A is held, and when A is released. And together, they form 1 full A press. So, going back to our example, which only requires the holding part and not the pressing, making the star require half an A press. However, instead of making a whole new A press for the half A press, it leeches off the A press required to get the star in Princess Peach's Secret Slide. To this day, people are searching for April. A few months ago, a Twitch highlight came out revealing someone Lavaboo things from a remote location, Remote Lavaboo. Immediately, Panning Coke 2012, Tyler Caney, Peter Friedak, and David Bushi started experimenting with the fifth wave April, specifically in the Bowser stage, making the Hero April run possible. Sadly, the research led to figuring out that you cannot form the remote Lavaboo close enough to the pole to be able to skip it. A Hero April run, though impossible right now, may eventually become possible. Now you wait and see where it goes. Until then, we'll be searching for new strategies to save April.